This is how I went from fat to fit. And in this video, I'm going to share everything that helped me on this journey. The most I've ever weighed was about 240 pounds. And the reason I became fat during those days was because all I was doing was just play video games for hours and hours and hours. And I had an awful diet. Processed snacks, sweets, fast food, insane caloric intake, you name it all. And you couple that with my non-existent exercise routine, and that's a recipe for disaster. You may ask, how did you start your fitness journey? So pretty much I was 16 years old. I just went through a breakup and I had a friend at a time and he was like, you know what? Just go to the gym. And I was like, that's a good idea. All I do was just play video games. So I'm like, you know what? Let me do something productive. Showing up wasn't my problem. The main obstacles for me were the diet, the quality of my training and my recovery. I just didn't know what I was doing at the gym. I was just doing some basic exercises. I thought I'm doing something, but the results weren't there. My progression was super slow. My weight loss was super slow. And I went from fat to skinny fat and I looked terrible. After the first year at the gym, I was slowly getting hang of things and I was progressing slowly, building good amount of muscle. And by that time, I was feeling slowly more confident in myself and my training ability. And by the time I was growing in size and my body fat was slowly going down, the C-19 pandemic came and the gyms shut down. Pretty much a lot of people lost their gains, including me. Even though I didn't have that much muscle mass, I still lost it and I went back to my skinny fat mode. The first tip that I'm gonna give you is to be consistent. I know it's a cliche thing, they're like, oh bro, stay consistent, consistency is amazing. I understand, but I guarantee you it works. If you stay consistent, you're able to see what things you're doing wrong, what things you're doing good, and you can adjust based on the data you collected from your actions, and your behavior. So you can, change things up in order to get a better result. And the best way to go about consistency is to make the barrier to entry pretty much minimal or non-existent. At some point, you have to have a non-negotiable that regardless of what happens, you have to show up. And my goal was just to show up because I wanted to ingrain that behavior subconsciously. I wanted to do it so many times, so it's part of me. And after a couple of years, I can confidently say it's part of me. Like if I don't go to the gym, I feel weird, like it's like that. But in the initial stages, you have to kind of make it like a non-negotiable that regardless of what happens, you're gonna show up. You're gonna show up regardless of what happens, okay? And when you do that, that behavior is gonna be ingrained in your brain. So stay consistent. After C-19, when the gyms reopened, I was again back to my skinny fat body, and it was time to go from skinny fat to a beast physique. And I started going to the gym. I slowly, fixed my workout routine. My diet was slowly getting better. I was becoming more consistent. It wasn't perfect, but I was definitely making huge improvements. A couple months after the C-19 lockdown, when the gyms reopened, I instantly gained my newbie gains back. And pretty much like in 6 to 8 months, I was in a really good shape. And again, I was able to go from the skinny fat body to a more muscular body. The second tip that I'm gonna say is that make sure to include cardio. And I know you don't have to do cardio to lose weight or lose fat. It's a lifestyle, and number one, you wanna improve your health. A lot of these massive, big gym guys are like, oh bro, I don't wanna do cardio. I don't care about cardio, who cares? Cardio destroys your gains. What are they saying, man? What are they saying? Listen, do cardio, it's good for your heart, it's good for your health. You look better, you perform better at the gym because cardio improves your weightlifting. You have more work capacity, you're able to push harder. I want cardio to be part of your training regimen regardless of what happens, and it's a non-negotiable. Again, just like staying consistent at the gym, I want cardio to be a non-negotiable. So the third tip that I'm going to give you is to log your food and track your calories, okay? And a lot of people say, you don't need to do that, I don't want to do this. But for me, it worked. Why? Because I was able to see how much I eat based on numbers, because numbers don't lie, okay? People lie, but numbers don't. I was able to adjust my calories and my macronutrients based on the numbers I saw, and whenever I wasn't losing fat, I was like, let me just drop this. Or I was maybe losing too much weight, I was like, let me just add more calories. I know a lot of people say you don't have to track your food, but personally, it helped me massively. So I want you to get the same benefits. And right now, I'm about to go down another 10-15 pounds, and when I do that, using the same things that I told you, I'm gonna look phenomenal. So the 3 non-negotiable tips that I'm gonna give you is to show up at the gym regardless of what happens. Number 2, do cardio after every single workout. And number 3 is to track your food and adjust the calorie intake and the macronutrients. Simple as that. If you apply what I told you and you stay patient, you're gonna go through your own body transformation. And when you do that, I want you to share your journey in the comments, because I want you to build your own beast physique. Thank you for watching, follow me on Instagram for daily content, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.